Now, according to CBS News, since 2018, there have been 119 school shootings here in the U.S. Now, it's more than a number. These are people, and that is the highest number among all developed nations.
It's a horrifying and heartbreaking statistic that can leave long and lasting effects on students and parents. Right now, we're joined by mental health professional Will Strayhorne.
Now, he's here to kind of walk us through the psychological effects of incidents like these and the resources that we have available. Welcome to News 3 at 4, Mr. Strayhorne. Now, I have to begin with this. You know, sometimes people automatically conclude that when you have a shooter like this, that mental illness was involved in this gun violence. That's not always the case. Am I right?
Absolutely. And you know, that's actually something that's really trending online right now. We're talking about correlating mental illness with gun violence. And that's not always the case. When someone commits these type crimes, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have a mental illness. Now, it does mean that during that state, some person is having some sort of emotional or mental disparity. But it doesn't mean that they have a mental illness. And when we do this, it further intensifies the stigma and the negative effects that society already has on people who are trying to live with these mental illnesses.
So, Mr. Strayhorne, you mentioned that not all of these people have a mental health illness or a history of it. So what might be some of the warning signs that people might see, and what should they do?
Well, one thing that we can do as family members, as friends, as co-workers is notice behavior. And I always say, look at past behavior and the present behavior, some things that you can look out for, or if there's a change in their personality or their moods. If it's someone in your family, such as a teenager, you can always look to see if there's a change in how they're presenting themselves to the world, whether there's a change in dress, a change in the friends that they have, or they're withdrawing themselves from their family and their friends, holding secrets perhaps. And these are some things that a lot of times people pass off as, they're going through phases, they just don't want to be dealing with the family. But in retrospect, when something happens like this, we often look back and say, there were signs that we overlooked or we discounted.
And sometimes people outside of your family structure notice these things. People notice some things on social media and then they don't respond to them. We have a very short few seconds. Can you address that? If you see something on social media, should you say something about that too?
If you see something anywhere, I always tell people to be very vigilant in your attention towards that. And then don't be afraid to have those conversations that are sometimes difficult, asking them, I noticed that you're not quite yourself. Is something wrong? And then when you do those things and you notice something is wrong, having the courage to act upon it. That's what a lot of people don't do. They don't want to get involved. What goes on in this house stays in this house. And then again, we have a tragedy. So approach those authority figures, the mental health agencies that are out here, and let them know that you suspect that a loved one, a friend, or a coworker may be going through some sort of a crisis.
Absolutely, Mr. Strayhorne, thank you so much for your time and for your insight. We really appreciate you and taking the time out to be here with us.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.